Well, it seems the BBC has embarked on a grand quest to teach us flagship presenters the new rules of engagement. You see, it all apparently started from a tweet from Gary Lineker. And we all know that when, of course, Lineker speaks, the world of lefties listens. Or at least apparently the BBC does. And now the Beeb has unveiled a set of specific guidelines, a sort of social media commandments, if you will, for those high-profile presenters. And that is apparently when you're the face of a flagship show, you must not endorse or attack political parties, criticise UK politicians' character, or become an official spokesperson for any campaigning group. It's like they handle out scripts with a stern "thou shalt not" to their star hosts. I mean, can you just imagine presenters like the likes of Dragon's Den, Evan Davies, The One Show's Alex Jones, and yes, the ever-tweeting Gary Lineker trying to navigate this new rulebook? It's almost like they're asking a lion to become a vegetarian. It is possible, but not without a few growls of discontent. But there is more to this, because the rule of impartiality isn't limited to television alone. No, it's apparently extending to the mighty arm of BBC radio presenters as well. Greg James, Zoe Ball, Vernon Kay and Scott Mills, among others, must also walk the tightrope of neutrality. And who knows, for some of them it might be as if they're auditioning for a juggling act in a circus of political correctness. But just to be crystal clear, the BBC wants us to know that these rules, for some reason, don't apply to contributors, pundits or judges, or even guest hosts, which maybe Gary Lineker might try and use that as a loophole. I'm not saying he will, but maybe he will. But I guess that's probably because they're the supporting cast who are actually allowed to dance on the edges of impartiality while the star presenters tiptoe the line. Well, just what was Gary Lineker's tweet, eh? Well, apparently it all began when he compared government asylum seeker policies to 1930s Germany, which I guess made Tim Davie think, oh no, and poo his pants. And who knows, might have actually led to Lineker's brief BBC suspension. But apparently John Hord, the former ITN boss turned impartiality judge, has spoken. He believes that high-profile presenters should be allowed to express their views on issues and policies, just not too loudly, because let's face it, I'm guessing these new rules probably won't make much difference to them. But the thing is, if the BBC or TV licensing want to force the public to pay their extremely outdated TV licence, in my opinion, then everything on those channels should be impartial, shouldn't it? And personally, I think they should go the adverts route, because that way they can actually be as biased as they like and get away with it. Or maybe how about actually making the TV licence completely optional? Because of course, while we still have to pay the TV licence to watch either the BBC or other TV channels live, which to be honest I think is a bloody cheek, then surely anyone on the BBC, including the likes of Gary Lineker, should be impartial, and those rules should apply to them whether they like it or not. And I'm guessing he won't like it one bit. But anyway, the article says that BBC Director General Tim Davies said, "We all have a responsibility to treat people with civility and respect, particularly at a time when public debate and discussion both on and offline can be so polarised. The BBC also has important commitments to both freedom of expression and impartiality, and this rightly extends to social media. I would therefore like to thank John Hord and those who took part in this review for such thorough, clear and considered report. Clarity on how those working for the BBC use social media is not only important for them and the organisation, but also for our audiences. The new guidance, which introduced new requirements for the presenters for our flagship programmes, is both proportionate and fair and protects these commitments." And the BBC said that specific guidance for the flagship programmes, in addition to existing impartiality guidelines for individuals working in the news and current affairs and factual journalism production, which remains the same. Well, maybe, who knows, the BBC might actually relook at a few of their own decisions, because in this video it seems like the BBC actually helped, when to be honest I think they should have been asking a lot of questions instead.